ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Let's talk about some shady fucking business. Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the conservative circus tent. Turning Point USA. Yeah, that Turning Point. The one that raised $64 million in a single year, while America's middle class was eating crumbs and losing their fucking jobs. A lot of you probably sent him $20, thinking you were funding the cause. Well, let's see where that money really went. Now, here's the bombshell. The inciting incident of this whole sordid affair. Charlie Kirk was tragically murdered, and just 8 days before that, in his final official memo, he called for a fucking audit. Now listen to me, because this is important. This wasn't the usual friendly tap dance audit that nonprofits do for the IRS once a year to make sure the pencils are accounted for. No. Charlie wanted a Doge-style deep dive, a forensic audit. The kind of investigation that uncovers which rat's been chewing through the fucking cheese in the evidence locker. And who gets demoted in that very same memo? Tyler Boyer, the chief operating officer, replaced by a new guy. That right there in any legitimate investigation is your first giant flapping red flag. So what happens next in this timeline? It's a sequence of events that should make the fucking hair on your neck stand up. Charlie asks for a real hard-nosed look-under-the-rug audit. Days later, he's fucking dead. And then what happens almost immediately after? The new regime, now led by his wife, scraps the whole fucking thing. The audit is canceled. Finito. Done. What the fuck? Are you kidding me now? And who's the first person to get on social media and tell everyone to calm down and look the other way? Tyler Boyer, the same motherfucker who got the boot in Charlie's final memo. He's suddenly back acting as the organization's mouthpiece, saying, "Nothing to see here." He posts the most sarcastic, condescending reply imaginable. "We audit our finances every year. Here's a website link to learn about a Form 990. Excuse me? Are you fucking serious? A Doja-style forensic audit is not your regular run-of-the-mill tax paperwork, you genius. That's like saying a murder investigation is the same thing as a traffic stop because they both involve cops. It's an insult to our fucking intelligence. And now, under Erica Kirk's shiny new leadership, they are actively refusing to honor Charlie's last professional request. The question isn't just what are they hiding, it's why are they so fucking desperate to hide it? Oh, but it gets better. Because what does our friend Tyler tell us to do in his snarky little tweet? He tells us to go look at the public filings. So let's do that. Let's follow his advice. Turning Point USA filed their 2024 financials. Great. But what about the other 3 shell organizations under their umbrella? Turning Point Action, America's Turning Point, and the Endowment Fund. Their 990s? Poof. Gone. Vanished into thin air. No filings, no accountability, fucking nothing. And what did we find in the one filing we do have? A little transfer of $8.6 million to one of the shells, America's Turning Point. A company that, get this, has 0 employees on its books, but somehow manages to rack up millions of fucking dollars in salary expenses. My legal mind isn't just screaming RICO anymore, it's screaming that this is the sloppiest fucking shell game I've ever seen. You're moving millions of dollars into a ghost company with no fucking employees, and then you're hiding the paperwork? Come on, dude. Let's trace this out now like a mob bust, so everyone can follow the money. 1. TPUSA collects tens of millions in donations from patriots who think they're funding a cause. 2. They shuffle that cash to a series of shell companies. 3. In one of those shell companies, salaries explode while the number of actual employees at the main organization plummets by 33%. But somehow, total salary expenses are skyrocketing? This doesn't add up. It's fucked up, bro. Oh, and did I mention the guy who's making more money than Charlie Kirk himself, the founder of the whole damn organization? A shadowy figure named John McGovern. This guy, in a single year, pulls down over $700,000 from 2 of these organizations. He was getting paid a W-2 salary by one and a massive independent contractor fee by the other, through a different shell company. In my world, we call that double dipping, and it's often a pretty good sign that someone is cooking the fucking books. And who is this John McGovern, this mystery millionaire? Well, it turns out he also runs his own separate nonprofit, a charity focused entirely on Ukraine. Now, isn't that a weird fucking coincidence? Charlie Kirk was one of the loudest voices against the war in Ukraine. He was constantly criticizing the corruption, the money laundering, the whole damn thing. And his highest paid employee is running a pro-Ukraine charity on the side? What the actual fuck? And it gets even weirder. McGovern made 2 trips to Ukraine, one just before Charlie's murder, and another one right after. And just to put a cherry on top of this whole fucking Sunday of suspicion, he went on that trip to Korea just 2 weeks before the murder, the same trip with Pastor Rob McCoy and his son Mikey McCoy, Charlie's chief of staff. All the main characters in this drama, all in one place, right before the curtain falls. And let's talk about Rob McCoy for a second. At Charlie's own funeral, this guy gets up on stage, and what does he do? He talks about himself. He declares himself America's pastor, a title he claims Charlie bestowed upon him. You believe that shit? The guy uses a memorial service to crown himself. It's the grossest, most egotistical thing I've ever heard. Meanwhile, his kid's sitting in a prime position of financial control at the same organization? In any corporate or legal investigation, 2 family members in power like that is the biggest red fucking flag you can find. I'm not saying it happened. I'm saying it's a textbook setup for fucking fraud. So now, Erica Kirk is the CEO, and she has some serious questions to answer, not as a grieving widow, but as the head of a multi-million-dollar nonprofit. Where's the fucking audit, Erica? The one your husband wanted. Why are the 990 forms missing for 3 of your organizations? Why did this McGovern guy get a salary that doubled while you were laying off 1/3 of your staff? Why is a ghost company reporting salary expenses with 0 employees? What the hell happened to that $8.6 million, and why do all roads in this investigation lead back to Charlie's last memo, the one that got buried right along with his body? Look, Vinny ain't saying who pulled the trigger. That's a different case. But he's damn sure pointing at the people who were trying to bury the paperwork before the body was even cold. And in my business, when you see a cover-up this sloppy, this arrogant, it usually means the fucking crime is even bigger than you think. This ain't over. This isn't even the beginning of the end. This is just the open statement in a case that could bring the whole fucking house of cards crashing down. The defense rests, for now. Now let me leave you with this. You can call it Turning Point USA, you can call it Turning Profits, or hell, Turning Tricks for Ukraine. But one thing's crystal fucking clear. They turned on Charlie. They turned on the audit. And they turned their backs on every single donor who gave a damn. This ain't about red versus blue anymore. This is about clean versus dirty. And from where I'm standing, that $8.5 million didn't just vanish. It got laundered, parked, and protected by a crew that thinks loyalty's for suckers. So to the Boyers, the McGoverns, the McCoys, and all you crypto account cowboys who think nobody's watching, Vinny's watching. Chris Dallas is watching. The fucking American people are watching. And when this house of cards falls, we ain't gonna need subpoenas. We'll have receipts. This was Turning Point or Turning Pointed Fingers, another no-bullshit takedown by Chris Dallas. Celebrity recreations. Now please subscribe, like, comment below, and share to help us grow, 'cause YouTube's shadow banned us months ago. Okay, that's it for today, and remember, we're just getting warmed up. Chris and Vinny are out.